going to take a look at some fragrances I picked up from tjmaxx, Marshalls, and the cosmetics company store. Now over spring break, I decided to take a trip down to the outlet mall where the cosmetics company store is, and I figured I would stop at a couple other stores as well because I just haven't been to these stores in a really long time. Now, unbeknownst to me, this coincidentally turned into my quest for the tackiest perfume bottle I've ever owned. So I've decided to arrange these bottles today that I'm going to show you from the nicest or classiest looking to the tackiest. Now, no offense if you have some of these, I'm sure that probably most of you will agree, some of these bottles, especially the last two, kind of a bit ridiculous, but they're fun-ish. And we'll see what they smell like nonetheless. So I will say almost everything here was a blind buy except for the two that I picked up at the cosmetics company store because those they always have testers for. Anyway, if I haven't already, I will show you some footage of what, not the cosmetics company stores because I don't think they like you to film in there, but like kind of what the tjmaxx and Marshalls look like, because I will tell you, the last time I was in either of those stores, it was like empty, and this time they had quite a bit, at least for women. The men's stuff still fairly like sparse, but for women they had a lot. All right, so we'll start with one of the nicer looking bottles, and coincidentally the first two do come from the cosmetics company store, and this is the first time I've seen Jo Malone there, at least at mine. I know that they have them at other stores, but in kind of my area we don't tend to get Jo Malone at the cosmetics company store. But this is a 30 ml of Osmanthus Blossom, which was created by Marie Salamagna. And of course, this is going to be an Osmanthus fragrance. I did try it there, and I thought it was a really nice, light, pretty fragrance for spring. Yeah, this is really pretty. Definitely like a light sort of peachy Osmanthus kind of vibe to it. I would say there's, I think it's petitgrain that's in here, something a little bit green, but also citrusy. And maybe some light florals, but this is really pretty. As you will guess, it's Jo Malone, so it's not overly complex, and it's probably not gonna last a whole long time, but I will really enjoy wearing this spring and summertime even, because I think this will work well probably nearly half the year. So that is Osmanthus Blossom. Definitely happy with that pickup. Got a good deal there. And it was very exciting to see Jo Malone at my cosmetics company store. And then the next one I picked up from cosmetics company store is a brand that like I've only heard of but never really seen or know anything about. This is Ermenegildo. That can't be right. Zegna. We'll just go with Zegna. I can say the last part there. And this is called Golden Myrrh. And I looked it up, and this was actually a Harrods exclusive. So interesting that it popped up at the cosmetics company store. Obviously, this brand is owned by Estee Lauder, or else it wouldn't be at the cosmetics company store. But let's go ahead and spray it. Okay. So, Golden Myrrh. Obviously myrrh. To me, this is like an ambery sort of myrrh. Little bit of sweetness, little tiny bit of spice maybe. And I don't know if it doesn't smell like skanky oud, but it definitely has kind of like a dark wood quality to it. This sweetened up on my skin a little bit because I did spray this on my skin when I first tried it, and I really enjoyed it. And although it is apparently marketed towards men, I think women can totally wear this. It's just, you know, it's like a sweet ambery myrrh. Like there's no like gender to that. I mean, any fragrance anybody can wear, of course, but this doesn't even smell gendered to me at all. Like it doesn't smell like they were trying to go for masculine versus feminine. So yeah, this is a really nice fragrance. I'm impressed by kind of how smooth this is. It smells really good. It would be more of like a fall, late fall kind of wintertime fragrance for me. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to be reaching for this right now, considering it is spring, but that was a really nice find at the cosmetics company store as well. So that one again is Golden Myrrh. All right, so now we're going to get into the tjmaxx and Marshalls finds, and I'm going to start with the least ridiculous looking bottle and go towards, in my opinion, the most ridiculous looking bottle. And this first one is very simple. It is Field of Flowers from Philosophy. And actually, I think all of these that I picked up were on clearance. So they had a lot on clearance, which was nice. And that's kind of why I was willing to do some blind buys here, because most of these were pretty inexpensive, or pretty much all of these were very inexpensive. So Philosophy tend to do some pretty simple and usually kind of florally fragrances. Not always, but usually kind of florally fragrances. And this definitely fits in. It's pretty. It's not my style at all. Definitely just a crap ton of peony. This one is like the Field of Flowers peony blossom. So it tells you right there it's going to smell like peony. And that's what it smells like. I think there's honeysuckle in here as well. It does smell like, to me, the honeysuckle, like little trees or bushes that are around this time of year. Not my favorite smell, to be quite honest. There's a slight greenness to it too, but mostly it's peony and honeysuckle to my nose. That's basically all I get. Not for me, because that's not my style of perfumery, but if you're really into those two notes especially, then I think you would like this because it's a perfectly pleasant fragrance for somebody who really enjoys those florals. So that one is Field of Flowers from Philosophy. Then we have CK1 Summer Edition from last summer. So I don't know that the one for this year has come out yet, but every single time they do one of these, you'll find it in TJ Maxx and Marshalls shortly thereafter it's released. And so this is from last year. Didn't take long to hit the stores. Oh, I think this one is Clement Gavari, but this one to me, so even though it still says CK1, obviously it's supposed to be a flanker and it's supposed to be unisex, this one leans a little masculine to me, like traditionally masculine. I think because it has a heavy kind of aquatic vibe to it that a lot of the men's sort of aquatic fragrances smell like. It's like an aquatic, woody, citrus kind of fragrance to me. There might be, I think there's a little bit of fruit in this that I can pick up. I couldn't tell you specifically, but it definitely has a very much aquatic style scent to it. I don't dislike it, but I don't think I will keep this because it is more kind of typically masculine than I prefer to wear. But I think it would smell really nice and clean on a man. So if you're looking for a cheapie that will be good for the summertime, I don't think this is a bad deal. And okay, so the back here, this part, I don't love that. But in general, I really like the color combo that they went with on this bottle. So overall, fan of this bottle. Not too tacky, so that's good. All right, the next two were kind of tied in how like not classy the bottles look to me, but I'm gonna do the other Calvin Klein one first just for like, you know, cohesion to do those together. So this one, I've seen this talked about quite a bit. It's called CK Into You. For her, to be specific. So these, they do gender, and I believe there's one for him as well. The top is like just plastic here. This is a pretty not cute bottle, but that's okay. We'll spray it here. This was made by a whole bunch of people. I don't even remember off the top of my head. It was like Bruno Jovanovic, and I think Carlos Benem was on here, but I don't remember the other two. Anyway, okay, so this is pleasant. It's like citrusy vanilla. I would say a little bit woody and something kind of green in here too. So it's mostly, right away I get citrus, vanilla, and something green, like a watery green quality to it. And then some woods. I actually kind of like this, and it is talked about quite a bit. So I can see why. I feel like it's talked about quite a bit anyway. Maybe like it was a couple years ago, but I remember seeing this on some people's like videos and reviews and things like that. It's not bad for a very inexpensive, in this case, fragrance because it was on the clearance rack. So yeah, that's CK Into You. Not my favorite fragrance, but it's definitely pleasant. Okay, so we'll say that. And, you know, I think for the summertime, you could spray this liberally as much as you want. It's inexpensive and you'd smell really good. So yeah, fairly happy with that one. All right, this next one, this bottle is very bulbous. So this is Missoni EDP, and I've never tried any Missoni fragrances whatsoever. But I noticed this was created by none other than Quentin Biche, and so I had to try it because I'm a big fan of Quentin Biche, as you might know. Yeah, so we'll give this one a spray here, and I kind of like it. Is it very much like your traditional female designer fragrances of the last 5, 6, 7 years? Yeah, it is. But I kind of like it. This one is like, I think it's pear that's in here, florals, tonka-y sort of thing. Probably ambroxan if I were to guess. A little bit of citrus. Maybe a light touch of something woody, but mostly that like pear, floral, tonka kind of combo. It's nice though. I like it. I like it all right. considering like that I have 200-ish fragrances, that I do try to declutter regularly, but still I have that many. I don't know how much I would reach for this, but I don't hate it. I think out of everything that I got from TJ Maxx and Marshalls thus far, this is my favorite one for sure. So yeah, that one is Missoni EDP, not the EDT. Okay, and now we're down to the last two, which are also, of course, the tackiest two. It was hard for me to decide which one I thought was the tackiest and the second tackiest. And again, no offense, this is just for fun. These bottles are ridiculous either way, in my opinion. This one here, it was close, but I decided to put it in second place. This is from Escada. I can't take myself seriously holding this bottle. So this is Escada Candy Love. It looks like a very plasticky heart, which is exactly what it is. So the heart comes apart here. There you go. You have to kind of twist and pull. And it looks like this. So now it looks like a little butt. But God, I'm a child. I've turned into a child once I touch this fragrance. Anyway, let me spray it here. So Escada Candy Love is... Oh, it's so sweet. It is so sweet. This is like Amandine Clerc Marie, and who else? Is it Nicholas Beaulieu? Nicholas Beaulieu, I think, was who did this one. It's really sweet. It's like sweet apple, like a candy apple. I think there's rose in here. I'm sure there's vanilla. I think there's supposed to be a whipped cream accord in this as well. It's just a lot of sweet, guys. Candy Love is an appropriate name for it. I'm not gonna, fault them there. Does it smell bad? No, it doesn't. Do I think I can wear this? No, I don't. I don't. It's so sweet. But you know what? If you're like a fan of sweet fragrances and you don't mind this being in your collection, I would say, it's not bad for what it's going for, right? It doesn't offend me. And a lot of times these like super sweet, very like sort of synthetic-y, like things that are going for that sort of candy vibe can be just absolutely atrocious to me. This one, I don't hate it, but I don't think I'd wear it either. So that one is the Escada Candy Love. All right, and then the last one here, which is the tackiest of all the bottles that I picked up from TJ Maxx and Marshalls, is one from Juicy Couture. Shocker, right? Like, can't believe they made a tacky bottle. Don't get me wrong, I have a very soft spot for Viva La Juicy, which is why I bought this one. And here it is. This is... This is Viva La Juicy Glace EDT. I didn't know they made an EDT. I didn't realize I had purchased the EDT until I opened it, and I was like, that doesn't look like what I thought it was going to look like. So the actual like EDP normal version of the Viva La Juicy Glace has like not a sticker here, like some sort of actual thing. I think the bottle itself has some coating to it. It does have a similar top, maybe not exactly the same, but here's the real kicker with this one. The back is literally just a sticker. And that is not at all what the EDP I don't think is. I'm not saying that the EDP is like the classiest looking bottle I've ever seen, but this is just pretty awful. When I first opened this, I looked at it and I was like, this looks to me like if my grandma, and I love my grandma, don't get me wrong, my granny's great, but it looks like if my grandma and like my like really young, like not my niece, but like my cousin's kid, whatever that is, second cousin, I don't know what you call her. She's very young, but like if they did a craft project together, this is what it would look like, right? Because you got like this floral thing that grandma's like, with like the bow and the pink and the sparkles like little girls like, yeah, that's what it looks like to me. So it looks like my grandma and my cousin's little girl made this, but we're gonna smell it and see what we think here. Okay, and by the way, it's less awful when you take that top off, which is true of most juicy fragrances. So does this smell like the original? A little bit. I don't hate this, guys. I actually might like this the most out of everything I got at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Not more than the Jo Malone or the Zegna fragrance, but from everything else that I picked up at TJ Maxx that day, this is shamelessly my favorite. Yeah. So actually, I think this is a little smoother, maybe because it's a lighter sort of version of it, but it seems a little less screechy to me than the Viva La Juicy does. If you want something that's like a little bit nicer version of that exact same fragrance, then shoot, from Xerjoff in the pink bottle. I can't think of the name of it right now, but if I remember, I will put it somewhere. But Xerjoff has a fragrance that smells just like Viva La Juicy, but like if it were done a little bit, you know, higher quality. But this one, yeah, so I think this one's supposed to have like sorbet in it, and sure, whatever. It just basically smells like a lighter, slightly smoother version of Viva La Juicy to me. And I, like I said, I don't hate it. I kind of like it because I do have a soft spot for Viva La Juicy. I definitely wore that when I was young. But also this is just a horrible bottle. So what do I do with this? I put it at the bottom of my, you know, little thing of fragrances back in the corner where I can't really see it. And I get it out when I want to have a little bit of a guilty pleasure, if you will. So yeah, that's Viva La Juicy Glace, and it is the tackiest bottle that I found all day. All right, so that's everything that I found on discount at the cosmetics company store and TJ Maxx / Marshalls. So first of all, I want to know, have you found anything at any of those discount stores or any other stores for a good deal lately? Let me know that down below. But also, I'm very curious, do you have any bottles that are in your collection that you keep because that you like the way they smell, but you think are tacky as all get out? And again, no offense if you love this stuff. This is, you know, it's kitschy, it's fun. I get this is a lot of people's style. It is not my style, but it's still kind of fun to play around with. So let me know, leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe down below, as well as that notification bell so you can be notified of every time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.